emergency vid. Gonna try to get this out. If I don't, and it's like old news, I'm sorry, but, stuff happens. I'm gonna try to do this in like one take. So I want to talk about two things. One, the trade that just went down. Two, Chicago Sky, you suck. Okay, here we go. So first thing, I was riding home from work, just chilling, and then I get a notification, not from Woj because he retired, and Woj would have got it first, but from Shams, and Shams Charania says that the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves are working on a trade working to finalize a trade to send KarlAnthony-Towns to the Knicks. And I was like, whoa. What's going on? And I said, it's got to be Julius Randle. And it was, in fact, Julius Randle. But it was more. So, it was the Knicks get KarlAnthony-Towns, the Wolves get Donte DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and a first-round pick. Now, it seems like, first of all, I'll go into that later, but it was like, how does this trade work out? Kind of like, how does the math work and all that? It doesn't. That's why it was just announced that the Charlotte Hornets will be a third-team trade. The third team in the trade to make the trade work. And I'm guessing that's where the first-round pick that's from Detroit comes from, because I think in the draft when they swapped, like, Mark Andrews and Jalen Duren, I think that's when that pick got traded. So I think it's that one. I'm checking my phone just to make sure I don't miss any updates from the trade, because I want to find out what the Charlotte Hornets get. But why do the Timberwolves trade KarlAnthony-Towns? They just had a conference finals run. They finally found a way to have Cat really buy into the role being the power forward, right? And it's like, it seems all good, right? Seems all good. But then, boom, traded. Why? Well, I think with the new CBA rule and how it's really strict about being over that luxury tax, and then like the 3 max rule and all that, checking my phone again for notifications, that it makes it hard to keep all 3. And when you trade all that for Rudy Gobert like they did, you're kind of stuck. There's not much value you can get from that, and you invested so much, and Cat gives you more value from a trade, right? So you get Donte DiVincenzo, you get Julius Randle, you get a first-round pick. Donte DiVincenzo gives you a really good role player, a good shooter, good defender, so okay playmaker, so it's like that's a good depth piece, right? Julius Randle, he's going to slide in that 4. Maybe he fits more as a 4 than KarlAnthony-Towns does. Not as good as a 3-point shooter, so it's interesting to see how they'll fit, because their 3-point shooting does take a toll. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that starting lineup. But remember, they do have Naz Reid. So I think that's what makes you comfortable with trading Cat, because you have a backup center that's that good, that could start on so many teams. So yeah, from the Wolves' perspective, that's kind of what I think is going on. From the Knicks, you needed a center. Isaiah Hartenstein goes to the Thunder. Then Jalen Brunson takes his massive pay cut. And you think, oh, it's for Mikal. It might be for KarlAnthony-Towns. And you get off the Julius Randle contract, or you swap it so you can make the money work somehow, which I still think there's another trade. So this Hornets trade is going to be big, because we could see another name go to Charlotte. I'm not sure who that would be, but I think you just got to look at what the contracts are like, right? So there's that. And yeah, the Knicks, they needed a center. Isaiah Hartenstein goes to the Thunder. You have Mitchell Robinson, who's very injury prone, hasn't played a full season in a long time. So you bring in one of the best centers in the league, right? Defensively, doesn't do much for you in terms of what Isaiah Hartenstein did. Rebounding, it's okay. It's okay. Not as good as what you had. But as far as scoring goes, you take a lot of weight off of Jalen Brunson of being that being their only elite scorer, right? So now what's the starting lineup? It's probably going to be Jalen Brunson. Then it's going to be OG, Mikal. Hold on, I gotta see how this works. I think someone put a possible starting lineup together. Well, I think it's gonna be. It's tough. I think it's got to be Brunson. Yeah. Okay, I can't find this, but yeah, it's Brunson, Mikal, OG. Cat's gonna start at the 5. I'm missing who's gonna be there too. Unless everyone just slides down, that's interesting. But yeah, the Wolves are gonna be Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert. And I think you have Dante DiVincenzo for that shooting, right? So yeah, it's not, considering what you thought you had to do to trade, it's not a bad swap out. I know Julius Randle gets a lot of slack, especially for the playoffs, but he's an all-star level player. He's a good player. He'll get you a rebound. He'll get you points. Again, he played at all NBA level not that long ago. Really not that long ago. So yeah, this trade is crazy. I think it kind of allows the Timberwolves to not drop off that much. Looking notifications, nope. So I think they obviously get a little worse scoring wise, but I think, again, Julius Randle is still a really good scorer. So I think they're still like around where they were. So I think they did a good job maintaining what they had. And you get deeper too. The Knicks, I think you obviously get better scoring. I think their depth takes a hit. Dante DiVincenzo was an important piece, and I know you bring in Mikal. You're hoping to get OG more involved, be able to play more. They liked what they saw from Deuce McBride at times. So it's like you got pieces, and I think they're a very deep team, so I think it's okay. And yeah, they are in that top 2, top 3 teams in the East. I think they're doing all they can to really compete for coming out of the East, and I think they're doing a great job. Embiid's lunchtime on Cat, though. You better believe that. Lunchtime. All right. So yeah, that's that. If the rest of the trade comes through, I'll look at that. Oh, the Royals made the playoffs. Shout out to them, man. I didn't think they were going to make it at a point, but they made it. I want to talk about the Chicago Sky a little bit. Yesterday I was having a decent day, I was getting ready for bed, getting ready to sleep, and I get a notification. I was about to take a shower. I get a notification. The Chicago Sky fired Teresa Witherspoon. And it hurt, man. I think that was devastating to me as a Chicago Sky fan. Knowing how well she connected with our young players, knowing how well she connected with the team, with the city, with the fan base, those who aren't in the city, such as myself. And it's tough. Was her coaching perfect? No, but it was her first time being a head coach. Everyone loved her. I worry about Angel Reese staying long-term in Chicago because that's how important Witherspoon was to her staying there and her being there, and that really drew her into wanting to be there. And she was heartbroken over it. Kennedy Carter, Teresa took her under her wing and just really gave her new life in the league. And she's a pending free agent, and it's restricted, but it's like it makes everything a little more cloudier. And I think this just constantly brings up the questions that people have about the Chicago Sky as an organization. They took the longest to get a practice facility. They're finally building it. The questionable decisions they've made in the past, the whole James Wade debacle, and how he handled it, and you feel like you finally have like at least a future head coach. These rookies coming in, and then it's just like boom. It's like, why do you? What's the reasoning? Why do you do all this after 1 year? And I worry that they might pick up a guy like Kurt Miller, or I don't know, which just doesn't give you like that upgrade. Doesn't Kurt Miller is a good coach and he's great with connecting with the players, but it's just that's you already had that in Teresa Weatherspoon, even better. I would say so. It didn't make much sense to me, and it made me very bitter about the team, about the organization, and about the future. So I don't fully understand the move there. I don't understand it at all. I think they can do all the explaining they want. I don't think it'll ever make sense to us or me or the fans or anyone. It's just a lot of anger and confusion, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and you wonder why these teams like the Sky lose all these star players over time. They lost Sylvia Fowles. They lost Elena Deladon. They lost Ka Copper. They lost Candace Parker. And it's just you wonder why, and then decisions like these are made. And then you're like, oh, that's why. And, it's just, it doesn't make sense. And I had to get out a little rant in that. Not even a rant. I'm just, yesterday I was angry. Now I'm just, like, upset about it. It hurts. It hurts. She really gave the players hope. They were playing for someone. They played for her. So we'll miss Coach Spoon. I wish her luck on wherever she goes next. I know she's gonna excel in whatever she goes next. She deserves the best. Because that's just what she is, man. She's a dog. She's a dog. All right, that's gonna be it for me. I'll probably put this out as soon as I can. If the trade comes in, maybe I'll do a little update. The full trade comes in, maybe I'll do a little update. But I wanted to get this out. So yeah. Thank you all. Let me know what you think in the comments of both the trade and the Coach Spoon firing. And yeah, follow, share. Let's do all that. Let's keep this rolling. Peace.